Learning English can feel like climbing a mountain, right? You try grammar, vocab, apps, and still feel stuck. But what if you could learn the way you learned your first language? Through stories, with emotion, excitement, and adventure. That's what we do here. So, if you're serious about leveling up your English and having fun at the same time, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and ring the bell so you never miss a new story. We post every single day. Now, let's jump into today's story. It was her idea. Ella, 17 years old, curious, quiet, and always dreaming. She had never camped before. Never slept outside. Never even zipped a sleeping bag. But one summer evening, after watching a documentary about wild nature, she turned to her mom and said, "I want to sleep in a tent." Alone. Her mom raised an eyebrow. Outside? Ella nodded. Yes. In the garden. They lived in a small house at the edge of a village. Behind the house was a wide green garden full of trees, flowers, and insects. To Ella, it felt like a tiny forest. Her mom smiled. Okay. Try it. That afternoon, Ella set up the old tent they had in the garage. It smelled like dust and memories. She struggled with the poles, messed up the corners, but finally, after an hour of trial and error, it stood. A little crooked, but standing. As the sun began to set, she placed a flashlight inside, a water bottle, her journal, a sweater, and her phone on airplane mode. No distractions. No comfort of her bed. Just her, the tent, and the night. At 10 p.m., she stepped out of the house, zipped the tent shut from the inside, and sat cross-legged on her sleeping bag. It was quiet. Too quiet. Her ears, used to the hum of fans and the soft sound of her playlist, now heard everything. Crickets. Leaves. The occasional dog barking far away. The wind brushing against the nylon of the tent. She tried to write in her journal, but her hands were shaking a little. Not from fear exactly, just from unfamiliarity. This was not her room. Not her world. It was nature. And she was inside it now. Suddenly a noise. Crunch. Leaves. Her heart jumped. A cat. Just a fluffy cat walking past the tent. She exhaled. Midnight came. Still awake. She heard an owl. Then footsteps? Human? No. Just her neighbor walking to his back porch. Still her heart raced. Every sound felt bigger. Every second stretched longer. But then something changed. Around 1 a.m., her body relaxed. She realized she was still safe. Nothing had attacked her. The world wasn't dangerous. Just alive. She opened the tent flap a little and looked out. Stars. More than she'd ever seen from her bedroom window. The air smelled of grass and damp soil. She smiled. By 2 a.m. she fell asleep. And in the morning? Birds woke her up. Gentle light came through the tent. The sky was soft pink. She opened the tent fully, stepped outside barefoot, stretched and smiled. She had done it. Her mom came out later with breakfast. So? Ella said it was amazing. I was scared. But I'm glad I didn't quit. Her mom kissed her head. That's the spirit. That day, Ella started planning her next camp, this time in the woods. All right, let's talk English. This story used a lot of past simple. She walked, she tried, she slept. That's your storytelling foundation. But it also had past continuous to show background actions. She was shaking. The wind was brushing. These forms help you add rhythm and feeling to your story. Notice some phrasal verbs: zip up the tent, step outside, calm down, fall asleep. Supernatural and useful for daily conversations. We also used some sensory language to describe feelings. The air smelled of grass, her heart jumped, her hands were shaking. These details help make your speaking more expressive and powerful. And did you feel the structure? Set up tension resolution. That's how stories are built. That's how language sticks. So what about you? What's one small adventure you can try this week, in English or in life? Tell us in the comments. And remember, this channel brings you real English through real stories every single day. One story, one step closer to fluency. So, if you haven't already, subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell. We'll see you in the next one.